call?
Calling the Tuesday, October 22nd, Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order. And
Yep,
it's
just like I
6:31.
said.
Chairman Steve Dyer,
Here.
Kristen Hurst,
Here.
Brian Green.
Here.
Kyle Cook.
Here.
Mark Zolindinsky.
Here.
I probably didn't say that.
Close enough. All right, pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, rolling on down. Public comments on items not on the agenda.
I do not have any speakers list. Is there anybody that has comments?
All right, we're gonna, without anything there, we'll move on down to approval of the minutes. We're gonna do them separately because not everybody was here. Anybody want to make a motion?
All right, I'll make a motion to approve September 10th, 2024 as written.
I'll second it.
Sorry, I'm gonna check the mics here.
And I'll make a motion to approve the October 8th as read. Can do it.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed all that. The mics weren't on. There was a motion for the September 10th.
Two motions.
Yep, so we have a motion for September 10th and then,
From Ryan,
If
and
you just
then
wanna-
I seconded.
yep, we'll
Okay.
go, do you want a roll call
I'm gonna
since
do roll
since
call
people
'cause
weren't
there
there?
were people absent,
Yeah.
yes. All right. For September 10th, Brian Green,
Yes.
Kyle Cook. If
No.
you were absent or not here, you
Abstain.
can abstain.
Abstain.
Mark Zolindinsky,
Abstain.
Steve Dyer,
Yes?
Kristen Hurst.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you make your motion on the 8th.
Yes.
And we had a second from,
Kyle made a motion to approve the October 8th, and I second that as well.
there you go.
Kyle Cook,
Yes.
Mark Zolindzewski.
Abstain.
How do you say your name?
Zolindzewski.
Zolindzewski.
She was close.
Got it.
Yeah, that's why I say it was close.
Zolindzewski. All right, I've got it. Steve Dyer,
Yes.
Kristen Hurst,
Yes.
Brian Green.
Yes.
All right, item number 6, public hearing application to 8-20-5 map amendment for 188 Commerce Boulevard. I believe there's some people here today to talk about it. Did everybody read the staff report? Is there anything we need to go over with the staff report? Any questions? Sean's not here, but Teresa is.
Did he leave you with any tasks to share?
I shared with Steve also for tonight, the part of the procedure of 113705 that you guys are reviewing tonight is the public hearing. It's been advertised. And so tonight is the opportunity for anyone that has comments from the public on this.
So, yeah, so we have 30 days to
Yes.
render a decision.
Correct. Yeah, you could make a decision tonight, or you can take your 30 days. You could hear it at the next, well, there's nothing to hear, but public hearing tonight, let everyone make their comments. But if you wanted to wait and give your decision at the next meeting, that would be on the November 12th. But the 30-day deadline to send your recommendation to council is 11/21.
All right, so I believe we have some people here tonight. Is there people here that want to speak on this?
Yeah.
All right. If you want to come up and say your name and who you're with.
Good evening. So I am Tim Teepee with Roebling Development. So I appreciate the time, opportunity to speak here tonight. So I just want to jump in, a couple of details on who we are, and then kind of step into why we think it makes sense as far as the zoning amendment for the uses here on this parcel. So Roebling Development, we're actually based out of northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's obviously a core market for us. Also Indy, Louisville, and then of course Columbus. So Columbus is a very strong market for us. A lot of experience on the development side. And then we have a sister company, Hemmer Construction. So that's a family-owned construction business that's been around for 100 plus years. So again, another between the two of us, lots of experience here in the Columbus area. Couple of recent developments we've had in the Columbus. So we have Groveport. So we actually finished that up about 2 years ago. So that was a 2-building development, about 500,000 square feet between the 2 buildings there. Had to take that through rezoning. But that was a huge success for us. We also have some land down in Fairfield County. So that is pre-construction phase right now. So we've taken that through rezoning. We've also had the development approvals on that. And at this point, we're looking at Q1, Q2 of next year to start construction. Excuse me. So as I mentioned, a lot of experience here in Columbus. As far as Johnstown, this particular site, really excited about this one. We love the location. A couple key points on why we think it makes a lot of sense. So first of which, it's actually in an industrial park already. So an established industrial park. Zoning is already on par light industrial, which is consistent with the type of developments we do. As far as the current uses on this park already, what we are looking for in the amendment request, it's consistent with what you're seeing within that park. Some manufacturing, and some light distribution out of that area already. So that's where we think it makes a lot of sense from a development standpoint, to finish out the last parcel in that park there. One key note there is we see this as a multi-tenant development. So as far as the uses, 30 to 40,000 square foot users within these 2 buildings. And what's important about that is that tends to have lighter truck traffic. I know that's a point of concern here with this group. And that's where we see the fit of this building and this product. It tends to be more of the smaller tenant or multi-tenant. And just the other big area of why we think this makes a lot of sense. Columbus as a whole, I think it's no surprise the development, what's going on from a population, business, commerce side of things, just a lot of development. We see this as an excellent opportunity for Johnstown to capitalize on that. Down in New Albany, Intel, data centers, a lot of supporting businesses that are going to be popping up in the areas and surrounding areas. And that, again, that's where we see it as an excellent opportunity for Johnstown to kind of capitalize on that. So I appreciate the time, and I guess any questions? But I also have Craig Moncrief here with me, Plank Law Firm out of Columbus, who's supporting us on the project here.
Anybody here have questions?
I guess what's the purpose? What are you looking to manufacture that's not already in the amendment?
So it's a speculative build. So we'd be opening it up to some of the uses in the surrounding area, light industrial. So you see lighter manufacturing, kind of some secondary operations, so not the heavy manufacturing. And then as far as distribution, a lot of service businesses and supporting businesses for some of the big developments in the surrounding area.
And you said you've done something like this in another location? To where you've had the small units?
Yeah. As far as multi-tenant, correct. A lot of cases, it's 1 to 2 tenants. So within the 2 buildings we have proposed, it's 200,000 each building, and that's where we break that down. So as far as demising and pricing, that's where we would kind of cater it to the multi-tenant.
So it's going to be kind of one of those, you build it and they will come?
Are you looking to expand the uses in the light manufacturing just because it opens your market more for who would come in and buy it? That's like, so it's not that you have the need right now, but you're just, it makes it more marketable for you to be able to sell the properties?
Correct. We have the land under contract. It would be speculative build, but before we really go to the next step, that's where we're looking to open it up and have the uses expanded.
Yep.
Ryan?
Not right now, so mostly we just have the hearing tonight. We don't have to make the decision technically, so.
Okay, so you said you're under contract to buy the land?
It's Really, this is just open for interpretation. There's not a specific use that
Right.
you just want to open it up as far as you can open it up.
Yeah, consistent with light industrial
Yeah.
surrounding areas.
All right.
Any other questions?
I don't have any.
Yeah, unless you have anything else from the applicant, we can open up for public comment. And
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
So there was no speaker slips, but
There was no speaker slips on items not on the agenda, but this is on the agenda, so I would just open it up for public hearing on this map amendment.
yeah, let's open it up for public hearing. Anybody?
I just have a question. Is there a list of uses to be included in the expansion?
Yeah. Is that in the packet?
It's in the staff report.
Yeah.
It is. Was it a handout or anything, or no?
I have an extra copy here.
So there's a list on
Yeah,
page
it's
13 that draws parallels with the PD district.
I'm gonna just read them off, Ryan, just so he gives them.
Yeah. What's
Well,
up?
list what's currently there, maybe, or like,
So this would be the additions, right? Page 13.
Yeah, so it's comparing it to other zoning districts on 13, so.
The warehouse and storage, logistics, transportation, compounding, processing, assembling, packaging, treatment of goods, materials, and products, research, development, testing laboratories, manufacturing, a variety of food, textile, clothing, equipment, automobile parts, plastic products, etc. Service industry use, general contracting, plumbing, HVAC, painting, electrical, masonry, electric vehicle charging stations, commercial offices, administrative offices, and data centers. Teresa has an extra copy of page 13 if you want to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then in our zoning code, if you want to look at 1159, it also lists light manufacturing district and all the uses in there. So, yeah, permitted uses we have in there, pottery, figurines, novelties, appliances, light sheet metal products, grain elevators, mills. And then conditional uses, we have medical cannabis cultivation, fire station, police station, medical services, food products, pharmaceuticals, all sorts of prepared products listed in there, laboratories, public commercial storage units, medical cannabis processing. So that kind of gives you what we have now and then what they're looking for. But again, tonight's just public hearing, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and the board can continue to deliberate or make a decision tonight.
Yeah.
How big is this site? How many acres?
That was about 43 acres, so it's two buildings, 400,000.
But any amendment to the code will affect more acreage than that.
it affects everything that's in.
It'll
like,
affect even
zoned
400.
light
Yes.
manufacturing.
All light manufacturing, yes,
Properties.
correct.
Right. Yeah.
So Teresa, you said we had,
So, the review procedure part that you all are in is what you've done, opened up for the public hearing. This is the public's opportunity to give comments on this application. It says, within 30 days after this public hearing, the commission shall recommend to council that the amendment either be granted as requested, or it may recommend a modification of the amendment requested, or it may recommend that the amendment not be granted. The commission chairperson shall transmit such recommendation to council. So you have 30 days to make one of those recommendations to council.
Well,
if you don't mind, if you're gonna ask questions, you come say your name. Let's stick to the rules.
I'm Justin Fox. I live on 5822 Clover Valley Road, and I'm here with Rodney Johnson today, who is one of your guys' neighbors. Could Could this commission approve some of those uses and not all of them? Or approve it
Yeah,
with
we-
conditions?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
could
could make that.
conditionally approve, I mean,
Well, and they can do a conditional use if they had a specific applicant, right?
Or-
yeah, I
If
mean.
that
What's
were to-
listed.
The trouble with this application is, I mean, it's not complete. I mean, I'll tell you that, it's not a complete application. I would definitely recommend you guys taking a look at it, being much more specific with what you're looking at. I know on a spec building, it's hard to do, right? Because you're trying to get the most usage out of it that you can, and you don't have an end user in mind. So I understand that it's harder to do that, but, it's kind of a unique situation with how this has come together. So, we don't typically have one of these, so it's great that we're getting this with a newer group, but we're, you know, we don't typically get a lot of these, so yeah, we can, you know, we have the ability to increase the amount of uses in this, can, you know, totally approve it, approve with conditions. We could backtrack if we really wanted to, but it's all a recommendation to council, so then it'll go to council, council will make the final decision.
So if you're coming up here, we'd like to hear what you think.
I've been through that light manufacturing code many times as a resident and as Rodney's attorney and as an attorney for, you know, local developers and real estate professionals in the neighborhood. It's a difficult text to work with. So one reason that I was here tonight was because I do have some interest in seeing it modified.
Okay.
Now, I didn't see the application. That's why I wanted to know the list of uses. I don't know if I have a preferred modification, so I'm kind of armchair quarterbacking today. But
Yeah.
I know that as I look at that text, I have concerns about how to make it work from a, you know, it doesn't read like most light manufacturing texts. So I think there could be some benefit in taking a look at expanding those uses or, you know, determining as a commission or council or with, you know, more public hearings as far as what kind of uses the city wants to support other than the ones that are listed in that text. So, those are my thoughts.
Do you have any specific text that we could refer to? Things that you've seen in other places? If this is
Another
out of
city,
the
better
ordinary?
wording.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I do. I think that I would probably start locally and work my, close in proximity and work my way backwards. And I'm not as familiar with all of those other texts, but I mean, we could probably look at, you know, New Albany's light manufacturing district. We could probably look at Pataskala's light manufacturing district.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know how, like, we typically would go about it, and that's, you know, we look at cities around us, cities we like, things like, I just didn't know if you had any in mind.
I don't have one that's preferred. I just know that when I first looked at the light manufacturing district, which was probably 3 years ago, the first time I ever looked at it,
Okay.
I read it and I was just surprised. I just thought, I don't know, that doesn't seem like light manufacturing to me. So I would, you know, want it to read more consistent with other, you know, cities that are close by to start. And could probably hone in that answer with some time, but I think that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
And just to supplement that real quickly, we looked at places like a Commercial Point down in Pickering Lake County, places where we worked on zoning text, as far as kind of the bundle of uses that we would typically see for, let's say, if this were in a planned district. I think the staff report kind of went through how this compares to the planned district that Johnstown recently approved. So, you know, it's, like you said, it's kind of an interesting text now where it's almost goods-based as opposed to uses in general. The idea is that you've got warehousing and manufacturing now, you know, as opposed to just these specific items. It's, hey, here's your warehousing bundle, here's your manufacturing bundle, and kind of working from there. So that's what we were going off of. But if you think there's any preferred way of doing it, I'd be open.
Like I said, it's kind of a different application than we're used to seeing. And being a spec building, I mean, I know where you guys are coming from. I mean, I'm in real estate, so I know where you're coming from on a spec building. You don't know what's gonna go in there. You're just trying to build it to market it. But having specific uses or specific examples that you would cite, that would be helpful, to know what you're looking for. But
Well, it sounds like we should take our time before
Yeah.
making any recommendations to city council, especially since we might review other cities, see what else is out there, so.
Yep. So from our perspective here, do we need to table this, or we can just
No.
leave it open?
No,
Okay,
you have fulfilled the requirement
All
for a
right.
public hearing at this point, so.
all right.
So that's it. This other business not on the agenda.
Any other business from?
No. Nobody on the
All right.
board? Make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
AY.
The fastest meeting ever.
That